large bet on AI with your, I think it's a $14 billion investment in Scale AI and hiring Alexander Wang a year ago. Are you happy with where Meta is in the AI race, and where do you plan to be a year from now?
I mean, I'm never happy with where we are. So I think that's how is it working for me? No, it's we got the guys in the front row. It's like today's a pretty good day. You launched something good. Back to work tomorrow. Now, no, I mean, look, we're making a lot of progress. We'd had these run of these Llama models. And unfortunately, the Llama4 model was not on the trajectory we needed to be. So we did this pretty big thing to reboot the lab and kind of build it up. And if you'd asked me a year ago, the kind of new lab that we built is less than a year old at this point. I think it was June 30th that we got it, that we started the Meta Superintelligence Labs. If you told me that we'd be where we are today in terms of the model progress, I would have been very happy with that. But because I have acclimated to the good news along the way, I now think that we should be doing even better. But so anyway, that's kind of more my personality. But I think the industry is kind of making good progress. I'm quite happy with it. I'm quite happy with the glasses. I think is sort of, it's not just about you build a model in a lab. I think the question is like, what are the ways that this can actually be something that is useful in people's lives? And we have a few form factors for this already. You have the AI assistant, an app on your phone or on your computer, and that's cool when you're doing that. Obviously very useful. You have like 1 billion people or more doing that. But I just think that you want to get it to a point where it's like more ambient and woven into your life. And I think one of the things that we've learned is that a lot of the AI products that are out there today are not very personalized yet. They're starting to be able to understand some stuff from the context of previous conversations. But the reality is that like most of the stuff about you is not like, it doesn't exist in conversations that you've had with your AI. I think like if you want to get to this vision around personal superintelligence and something that can ambiently help you throughout your day, I think devices like glasses are going to end up being really critical to that. So that's one of the reasons why we've been working on this for a long time. And I think this is like one of the things that I'm most proud of that we're doing is it's a very novel intellectual contribution, I think, in that it's, I don't think that many other companies are really focused on fusing frontier AI with like really good design that are something that you just want to wear.
You presently have about 80% of the market share in the AI-assisted glasses. Some competitors have stepped into the ring in the last week or so with announcements. What are your thoughts about them as a fairly competitive person?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's early. So, I mean, and I think a lot of other companies are going to do this because we've, I think, Meta and Luxottica have shown that this works.
Yes.
Right, so I think we've tried a lot of things that didn't work, right? And basically, in this one, I think clearly works, and now it is natural and normal that when you kind of have something like that, now kind of the industry will kind of focus on that, and we have quite a technological lead on this. So I feel really excited about the stuff that's coming up over the coming years. But there's a lot to invent, right? So part of this, what we're talking about here, the kind of glasses that can see and hear and talk to you. There's obviously the kind of visual side of it with the displays. So we started rolling out the Meta Ray-Ban displays last year. With the small display, we've shown the basic, like the prototype version of the kind of full wide field of view display.
It's incredible.
And I mean, it's like magical. It's a little heavier than we'd we try to get to like.
Considered, it's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, that one we worked on for like 10 years, that prototype. It's cool. We want to get it down to about 50 grams, maybe 60 grams, or maybe even 70 grams to start. But the real target for what we think is like all-day comfort is probably closer to 50 grams. And you also, I mean, people want a variety of different styles. Like people like different things. So some people like very thin glasses, some people like chunkier glasses. Chunky glasses are helpful for putting a lot of technology into, right? But there's limits on that too, right? And there's going to be this spectrum of things that people are going to want from. Some people I think will want kind of very minimal technology, very light, and then some people I think are going to want the full immersive, like wide field of view holograms. You can like sit down at a coffee shop and have like 3 huge monitors up in front of you, or you're on a plane and you just have like a huge wide field of view TV display that doesn't physically exist, but it's there, and like that's going to be awesome. But yeah, I think that there are going to be different points on the spectrum that people want for what functionality they want to have, and also different price points. So the more technology you put into it, it'll be a little thicker, which we think we can make stylish, but that will take some time to get the miniaturization to be very good. And also the more technology you put in, the more expensive it is. So people will make decisions based on fashion, the functionality, and the price point that they want. But there is a lot to do here, and I think it's we're taking a pretty maximalist approach of like trying to. I guess we just think that glasses are not a phone. People do not want the same kind of brick as a phone. This is like a very fundamental part of your expression of who you are and what you wear on a day-to-day basis. So you need to cover a lot of space in terms of options in order to really serve.